Hello friends, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel Football Therapy with me, Bearded Yan. Hope you're doing well, I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here on the channel where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea Football Club, giving you my opinion on it, more importantly asking for yours, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea's 25-man squad have been named, who's off to Abu Dhabi. There's some other people that will join them out there soon. Very interesting players in there. I'm going to reflect on an article from Adam Newson from football.london. Are we going to sell both our goalkeepers, Kepa Arrizabalaga and Edouard Mendy? Thought exercise there. People are, both have been linked to an exit. Even now, with Kepa playing quite well recently. Very, very interesting indeed. And we're going to remind you all from an article, headline, piece of news that Chelsea co-owner Todd Boehly is desperate to buy talk of the town, Jude Bellingham. He'll match any offer made for him, but it's convincing the player to come to Chelsea. And there's a social media war from all the big clubs saying, now he's coming to us, he's coming to us. Now he loves Jordan Henderson, now he's mates with Reece James, etc. Lots to get into, friends. Thank you for dropping a like on the video. It really means a lot, your interactions. It's a way of giving something back to the creator. Warm, fuzzy moment. This video is brought to you by OneFootball. Look at my face, it's bigger now. Jesus, my skin, I got spots. No good. OneFootball, though, is excellent, and it's free. A free application, or indeed website, that gives you everything you want in the world of football. To do with football matches, statistics, lineups, transfer news. Of course, we're on the cusp of a transfer window in January. So just check out OneFootball by clicking the link in top of the description, man. It's free. Do yourself the favour. Quick glitch, frozen screen, delayed transitional graphic, and we're back in the Stamford Bridge studio. First off, a very serious note, of course, Raheem Sterling, Chelsea forward, had to fly home from Qatar because his house was raided by armed criminals, I guess, to rob his possessions or belongings while his wife and kids were in the house, which is just such a abhorrent thing to do, while he's away. Then it's just sickening. Hope he's okay. I hope his family's okay. He's understandably flown back. He does, if everything's fine, he might want to return to Qatar and see if he can continue in the tournament. But of course, mine and I'm assuming yours, all of our football therapy community, hearts go out to him, and hopefully it's not that bad. Let's get into the news. Right, so should we talk about goalkeepers first? Because Edouard Mendy, who of course let in 3 goals against the mighty England yesterday, he's not looked his best. He is a very good goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy. At times, he's got an incredible story. He was an amazing buy for us, £22 million, and he was amazing in the Champions League run. He was integral to the Senegalese win in AFCON. Superb. But for a modern-day goalkeeper and what they need to do, he hasn't got everything we need in terms of he was just the tonic when Kepa was out of form, because Kepa was conceding long shots and Kepa wouldn't come out and claim crosses. Now Mendy did all of that, and suddenly we were like, a competent goalkeeper. But how good is Edouard Mendy? And what's his weaknesses? Well, his weaknesses is he's not good with his feet. And our current manager, Graham Potter, who hopefully we're going to build for a long time under, actually cultivate a project, he wants a footballing goalkeeper. We saw with Matty Ryan for Australia, he let that, but he passed out the back and just the opposition scored immediately. Argentina, that's why he was dropped by Graham Potter for Sanchez, and that's seemingly why Mendy was dropped for Kepa. Now, reports suggest from Cy Phillips that Edouard Mendy wants out. Fair enough. He's still pretty darn high profile. He was a champion of Europe, a champion of Africa. He will get a good move as a decent goalkeeper, and it will be a number one at, quite a big Champions League club. Surely, you'd think that. Now, Kepa's interesting because we have to do a big sort of reflection here, what the ownership do, and the coaches, and the new recruitment team, and the super happy Avengers of every footballing title ever in Chelsea's offices at the moment. Is Kepa the one? Because if he's not the one, he's on a lot of money. His wages are untenable as a number 2. That was the issue. That's why we were trying to flog him for so long when Mendy was the number 1, because he earns like more than double at Mendy and he's sitting on the bench. He has been good. Many of you will, understandably think, yeah, Kepa is the one. But there have been stories suggesting that Chelsea will look for a new number 1 goalkeeper, whether that's Sanchez, the aforementioned Sanchez from Brighton. Yes, that's right. Yet another friggin' player from Brighton. Excuse me. Or indeed, it's just another goalkeeper. We've heard Ilya Meslier been linked, though I would be a bit worried about that, because even if he is a good goalkeeper, he just lets so many goals in at Leeds. He's just used to letting goals in, which worries me. Anyway, let me know what you think about the goalkeeper situation. Comment down below. Do you think we need a new number 1? Should we sell both one of the goalkeepers? Comment down below and let's move on. All right. Before we talk about Jude Bellingham, who of course lit up the pitch in the World Cup yesterday, I'm going to cite an article from Adam Newson talking about this Chelsea squad that's gone out to Abu Dhabi. Chelsea's 25-man squad for Abu Dhabi training camp confirmed amid N'Golo Kante decision. The full Chelsea squad is set to travel to Abu Dhabi for warm weather training camp has been confirmed, and N'Golo Kante has travelled with the Chelsea squad. N'Golo Kante, he could be sold in a couple of weeks. I don't know what's happening with that. Excuse me. Despite not being, expected to be back for 3 months in terms of his injury. The French midfielder is set to continue his recovery with the rest of the group throughout the World Cup break. So basically hang out with his mates. Warm weather is good for recovering from an injury. Have the opportunity to speak to the coaching staff, and most notably Graham Potter, like, what's your plans here, mate? How do you see me? What's going on? Is this relationship going to continue? And he hasn't featured since the hamstring injury back in August. Hot dog, that's a long time, isn't it? The 25-man travelling squad is as follows. Kepa Arrizabalaga, good. Bettinelli, understandable. Beach, Humphreys, Gilchrist, Chalobah, Trev. Rankin, very good. Brooking, also good. Ben Chilwell, nice. Reece James, there's 2 Champions League final starting wingbacks there, and probably our best player in Reece James. Mark Cucurella, Wesley Fofana, Lewis Hall, wait for it, Cesare Cassidy, the man of the moment in the development squad, scoring all the worldies. Webster's very good as well. Elliott, Jorginho, high profile. Kante, high profile. Loftus-Cheek, high profile. And of course, Chukwuemeka, very talented youngster. Amari Hutchison, which we really want to see. A couple more youngsters, Mothersill and Burstow. And of course, strikers, Aubameyang and Armando Broja. Yeah, the Blues are set to return to the scene where they won the FIFA Club World Cup earlier this year. Of course, we are playing Aston Villa in the CBF Al Wada Challenge Cup. Al Wada Challenge Cup, you'll never sing that. Before returning to London. And of course, we can watch that match, and I will do a match review, a post-match presser of that game, which I think will be quite fun. Reece James, Ben Chilwell and Wesley Fofana will join Kante in continuing their recovery with the squad in the Middle East. Summer signing Cesare Cassidy, who has impressed the Blues for under 21 level since completing a £12 million switch from Inter, has also been included. Yeah, he's been looking very, very good. Koulibaly and Armandi will join them as they've been exited from the World Cup. I wonder, I'm assuming Christian Pulisic will also join as well. Look, man, we indeed still have a lot of players at the World Cup, I think. Do we? We must have a few knocking about. But yeah, that's a very, very strong squad. The others will come back soon. I'm looking forward to seeing them train again and hearing who's playing well. And obviously, of course, that game against Aston Villa will be massive. But yeah, hopefully, I'm really hopeful for someone like Cesare Cassidy and Amari Hutchison. We already know Chukwuemeka is fancied by the gaffer, but those youngsters really, impose yourself, show your quality and your skill. Save us on the pitch, because we have been pony. It's all about, and it genuinely is. And I used to hate this buzzword from other clubs because Chelsea never used this because we were always hiring and firing, but trusting the process. The process is a dirty word in football, but if you want to be good You know, if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough. If you want to be good, you got to trust the process, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about man of the moment, Jude Bellingham. He's good, isn't he? He was so good in that second. He got a couple of assists yesterday for England. He was so good in that second goal, the Harry Kane goal. How he progressed up the pitch. He can do everything. This kid is 19 years old. He is a teenager. He speaks like a mature captain. He sometimes wears the captain's armband for Dortmund, and he is just mustard, mate. I would love him at my club, Chelsea Football Club. Now, so would Chelsea owner Todd Boehly. And Matt Law, we spoke about this, but reiterating that he will match any bid for Jude Bellingham, as he is desperate for the player. He's already made inquiries, as has Real Madrid, Liverpool, and Manchester City. All the big clubs, probably more, but Chelsea aren't ahead in the race. But we've put the work in already. We've put some work in. They absolutely know Chelsea is interested, and the really key salient point here is Jude. Of course, he's 19. He's very young. He'll have to be earning this money that he'll be earning as a 20-year-old, probably onwards. He's not going to worry about money. So what he and his family are trying to do is they are trying to accept the best project. Now, it might just make sense if he's like, look, you go to Real Madrid, you probably win Champions Leagues and win La Liga all the time, and, you know, iconic club, historic club, and all this kind of stuff. Fair enough. But if he looks, and he might look at, to be honest, he might look at the midfield in Real Madrid and think, Tchouaméni and Camavinga, yes please, because they're both like super young as well, so they could be the next, Kroos, Modric and Casemiro in terms of like the midfield three. So he might look at that in terms of projects, but he might also be looking not just in the midfield, he might be looking at the whole roster. And if Todd Boehly, is really doing the right thing here, he will go to Jude Bellingham and his family, and he will say, you want to look at a project? Look at all these sensational teenagers we're signing. You can be the captain. You've seen your guy at 19. They were trying to sign these 16, 17-year-old Brazilian absolute prodigies. We've got your Chukwuemakers. We've got your Cesare Casadets. We've got your Amari Hutchisons. I sound like a guy at a market, like, come here for a pan. We got your Hutchisons. We got your Casadets. 4 Casadets for a pan. Look, if he truly wants to believe on a long-term project that he can grow and evolve an incredible team, then maybe Chelsea have an edge. Maybe we have an edge. Of course, the likes of Man City will just keep buying in incredible players because they just don't have that, well, I was going to say academy juice, but I don't know if they're going to build a young team to grow up. They're just going to keep probably topping up Guardiola's team. But if he wants an opportunity to develop, if that's what his family, agents and representatives are looking for, then maybe Chelsea have a good chance of signing him, especially in terms of a transfer fee, if Chelsea will match any offer and bid big. Boehly responds to match any offer for £135 million star. So yeah, apparently more suggestions today after that high profile performance again from the youngster yesterday. That will be £130 million, which is a lot of peas. A lot of peas. And I'm sure a lot of you guys listen to podcasts, watch YouTube channels, listen to the radio talks, but people are waxing lyrical rightly about Jude Bellingham. I was just listening to the Football Ramble saying, the hosts on that referencing how people are saying that he could be and maybe will be the best midfielder in the world. And we're already saying that about him when he's 19. And he's got the attitude. He's got the mentality to match it. He's got, the way he represents his club, himself, his country, the way he speaks. He's got it all, ladies and gentlemen. Would you break the bank for Jude Bellingham? Let me know. Do you want him at Chelsea? What's your max? Would you go all out for him? Do you think we've got, I think we've got other pressing issues. I do think we want to revitalise and make the midfield younger. Get rid of the older boys. You can have the older boys at the back, but from the midfield onwards, you need a bit of youth, and perhaps that's what we're looking to do. Comment down below. I'm looking forward to getting your thoughts, feelings and opinions on everything we've spoken about in today's video. The squad in Abu Dhabi, youngsters or just players you're looking forward to seeing again. Chelsea ready to match any bid for Jude Bellingham, of course, and all the other stuff that we've mentioned along the way. The goalkeepers, Would you sell the goalkeepers? I'm looking forward to reading your comments. Thank you for dropping a like and subscribing to this channel, Football Therapy. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Keep it real. Enjoy the football. Peace.